Have you heard of spinal energetics? Join me today with Amanda to learn all about this new healing modality, which interacts with a person's spine, nervous system, and energetic field to harness your own innate wisdom to know how to heal yourself. Amanda, welcome to the Meathead Hippie podcast. You are also a fellow Meathead Hippie.
Oh my gosh. I still cannot believe that I ran into you at the gym the other day, or what was it, a couple months ago?
Yeah, but it feels like other day.
Well, okay, if you ask my husband, I have like the worst memory, especially when it comes to names. And when I saw you, it must have been just the energy where I was like, I know her. I freaking know her. But how do I know her? And I'm like sitting there doing my squats. You're doing your pull-ups or whatever, being really badass. I was like, that girl's like fire. And I'm like, oh my God. I was actually listening to a podcast. I forget which one, but then I was like looking down at my phone and I saw your podcast, Meathead Hippies, with your picture on there. I was like, oh my God, it's Emily Schraub. And I used to listen to your show.
Wow.
Years ago, probably like 8 years ago, when I was just starting to become a fitness coach and kind of really stepping into my own business. And you were like a pivotal person for me that really helped me transition and step into my own gifts, my own power, and just learning. And I was just like, I gotta be that girl. I gotta, like, I don't know, you just inspired me so much. And so the fact that I met you and then remembered years later, I was like, okay, that's strange. I am supposed to meet you for a reason.
Yes.
And so I didn't know how to like introduce myself without being like weird. So I just asked the guys, I was like, if we're supposed to meet, you're going to have to force me to meet you in some way where it's very natural.
Yeah.
And so I'm literally leaving the gym and I go to walk out the door and you're walking in at the same time. I was like, all right. We made it pretty clear, guys. I'm supposed to talk to her. And then that's when I said hi.
Yeah. And I was like, you are like a Viking badass. Who are you? This is awesome. So thank you for that compliment because what a gift. I mean, that was 8 years ago. Now are in this whole spinal energetic healing.
Yeah.
And I met you 2 weeks before my spine injury.
Which is wild. Yeah. Because I was like, I'm supposed to meet her for a reason. I don't know what it is yet, but I think it's going to unfold. And now here we are.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
What?
I know. And you have an event in Denver.
Yes.
June 7th?
June 7th.
Oh my gosh.
Coming up.
With one of my closest friends, Allison.
Yes.
She did a lot of sound healing at the gym when I owned the gym. She's just been a huge part of the bird quiz, just all these things. We've worked together for a long time. And then she posted with you. I was like, I'm about to meet Amanda. Wait. So can you tell about the event?
Yeah.
It's like all my favorite things coming together in one place.
Yeah. Yeah. So Allison's going to be there. My dear friend Olivia, all the way from New York, is flying in. She's also a level 2 spinal energetics practitioner.
Okay.
So her and I are kind of been organizing this event that we've been wanting to do forever. And Allison is doing the sound healing. And so we're going to be facilitating a big group spinal energetics. Like the vortex of group is just unbelievable compared to one-on-one. So if you've tried one-on-one, awesome. But if you haven't tried group yet, you gotta experience this. Like the vortex is unreal. It's powerful. It's just, I don't even know how to explain it other than just, it's awesome.
If you feel at all like what we'll talk about with the spinal energetics, the healing, if any part of you is interested, curious, open to it, then come to this event. That's like what it is. Because even with the retreat I just ran, which by the way, thank you. It was awesome. It was so good. Yeah, it was really cool. It was like, here's this shell of something, this structure, like everything else just has to be surrendered because we don't know what magic needs to happen. We don't know what's going to be created. But hearing about you and spinal energetics, I instantly went to like YouTube and I followed you on Instagram. I was like, okay, I need to learn about spinal energetics, all these things. And I'm like, yes, what is this? So maybe we start there, which is like, what is spinal energetics?
What is spinal energetics? Yeah, not many people know yet, but it's blowing up right now, I feel like, across the entire world. But spinal energetics, it's a healing modality that combines both Eastern and Western thought, created by Dr. Sarah Jane out of Melbourne, Australia. And she is a chiropractor, counselor, and through multiple modalities kind of discovered spinal energetics on her own and created this unique modality in the way where we're able to work not just on the spine, but the nervous system, the biofield or aura, whatever you want to call it, and work with the energy and the physical body in a way where we can unwind those tension patterns, the trauma, the stress, those feelings and patterns where you feel stuck or you can't seem to shake something, and reprogram, repattern the nervous system in a way to bring back balance, to bring back peace and homeostasis, but more importantly, your authentic self and your power and your gifts and your intuition. There's so much that goes into it. But that's kind of the work in a nutshell.
So did you do healing modality? You did Reiki before, or what?
I did a little bit of Reiki.
Okay, but you just saw this modality and you yourself were like, yes.
I literally saw a reel of it. I was just scrolling on Instagram one day and I was like, oh, I'm supposed to do that.
Yes.
And when I know.
Yes.
And so there's no doubt in my mind. But yeah, I have a little background of other stuff, but
this was
it.
so it.
This was so it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, and I really do describe you as like Viking shaman woman. I mean, it's amazing.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's good. It's
you
strong.
said like Viking goddess. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
So I just did a session, which we recorded, which was really beautiful. I have no makeup on because I cried it all off. That was so beautiful. It was interesting because, you do want to get out of your head. You just want to receive and let your spine start to move the way it is. So maybe talk through, you can share as much as you want about my session. I am an open book. Share all of my things. But I would love to maybe take them through what I experienced and what they would experience working with a spinal energetic practitioner.
I should preface that what we're really working with is your energy. So I'm not channeling anything. Reiki, you're working with life force energy, whereas with you, we're working with your energy, which in my opinion is the most powerful energy to work with. And so when we got started with your session, there was obviously the thorough assessment. On group, you're not going to need that as much. It's more based off of intuition after doing the work for so long. And then we kind of just dive right in. We dive in, we find the areas of where your body's basically telling me, hey, come here, the door is open. And so when I find that resonance, that's when I begin to access the corresponding layer, meaning it could be a physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, soul, ancestral connection to what we're going to be working with. So so ancestral goes pretty deep, right? It's more dense, it goes into the body more, whereas the physical is kind of more like the injuries or maybe surgeries, stuff in that sense. Emotional, like the trapped emotions, mental with the stories and the thoughts that we might be holding on to in those conditions. Spiritual is the segregation of other people's energy, and then the soul, like your soul, your purpose, your mission, your dharma, and who you came here to be. We can have disconnections with any of those layers. And so I look for the resonance in which one your body is like, hey, this is what I need to work on, right? So it always prioritizes what is most important. Your body is telling me what to do. People often mistake the work for me being like this puppeteer and like channeling some energy, and it's like this evil exorcism. It's like, no, it's a collaborative experience. It's a collaborative experience where you're telling me what to do, and I'm just there as like your personal trainer to help you remember how to heal on your own and unwind what's already present that you already know how to unwind. You know what I mean? So it's the intelligence. It's actually the same wisdom of the body that is pumping your heart for you right now. Automatically, it heals a cut by itself without you consciously needing to be there. It's all these subconscious things. It digests your food. It makes you go to the bathroom. It grows your hair. It does all these beautiful things, right? when we've been through something tough or a hard time or a trauma or an experience where the body wasn't able to process in a healthy space, what could happen is subconsciously we can store it without even knowing. And so years could go by, and then all of a sudden it could manifest into an injury, like yours recently, or into an ailment or physical pain or anxiety, or just there's so many different things, right? And so when the body's communicating in that sense, that's when clients start to come to me to begin to unwind that. I forget what the question was, but
No, it's
I feel like I'm trailing off a little bit.
Take the trail.
Yeah, just bring me back to whatever. But yeah.
It's just an intelligence that's naturally happening. And
Yes.
it's specific. Is it nervous system working? Like it is working with nervous system
Yes.
because it's this nervous system in the spine?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why we work with the spine. If you think about like your sacrum and your cervical, that is where you have most of the neurons at. That's where there's a lot more interaction going with the nervous system.
It's like the cities.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you have the lumbar and the thoracic. And so that's usually where we have to access first before we can really get into the deeper work in the heart and the lower part of the spine. So yeah.
And what do people like? I know session you said varies like every time. It's different, but people in your experience with the people you're working with, what are they coming to you for? Even if it's a range, and then what's like, this kind of integration process look like?
Yeah. So there's a lot of different things that people come to me for, and usually I find that whatever in the field is what people start to come to me for. So recently we did a healing on financial trauma and, just stepping back into abundance and finding that frequency again within. And
that's
so,
very collective.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Damn.
And so I started getting usually it's every week or every 2 weeks. Sorry, if you need me to get to my dogs.
They're okay.
If you can hear the dogs, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
They're excited and they want to be on the show, but they really just want to lick you guys on the camera, so we can't really have them right now. So, what was I talking about? Financial trauma.
Yeah. You tap into the collective.
Yes.
Things that are happening.
Yeah. So usually people start to come to me for the same reasons. Like every couple of weeks it starts to shift. But generally it's like for financial trauma. I get a lot of CEOs because I think my background is in business coaching. I also get a lot of anxiety, probably because I used to have a history of anxiety, right? And so I tend to attract a lot of people in that, or depression, ADHD, pain in the back, right? So you're here. Yes. Yeah. I would say, what else? Vertigo was a recent one. She did one session and her vertigo is gone.
Wow.
Yeah. People who just feel stuck in life. Maybe that's in a relationship or not able to make a decision. Maybe they're trying to transition or move. Maybe they're grieving. They lost somebody and they can't really process it on their own. So there's a pretty wide range of what people can come to me for when they do this work.
That's beautiful. And you said it's 6 layers. Is it like is that a thing, like the bottom being ancestral and then it
I
goes
do
up?
it like that because you'll see like in the video of me facilitating. We didn't do ancestral because that's kind of more level 2 work, but ancestral is usually deep right here. We're kind of pushing into the body, and then physical, or literally on the physical body, and then you have emotional, and then mental, spiritual. See, I'm going up like this, and so I can feel into each layer. It's kind of like the resonance, like playing the piano. There's a specific tune to each one. And so I could kind of pick up and feel and find the resonance in what you're trying to communicate with me as far as which layer to work through.
And you said you facilitate. Where do people find these videos of you doing this? I want to see all of them.
Instagram.
Okay, perfect.
TikTok.
Perfect.
TikTok is starting to grow. I just explored that a couple months ago, and I'm just like, whoa, this is going quick.
Good.
Yeah.
People need this type of, and I also think it's interesting, like on one hand, we are so like, I have to heal, I'm broken. But on the other hand, there's like, well, it's a never ending journey. So maybe as someone who has experienced quite a bit of healings yourself, what would you say to that? Where it's like, yeah, we healed for what? What has it opened up for you? Stepping into
everything. I like if you met me a couple of years ago, you're like, who's this chick? Like, I'm a completely different person now.
Yeah, same.
In a good way. Was it hard to get to where I am at now? Yes. Was it painful? Yes. But is it the best thing I ever did? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I have never felt more myself. I stopped drinking, well, not entirely alcohol, for the last almost 2 years now. And I just, like, I have fun with me. I love her. Like, she's just really fun to be around. I just have such a great time with her.
It's so good.
Great time.
It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I feel the same about
Yeah.
I was like, do you ever just like love who you are?
Yeah, you're like, I like me. She's cool.
She is, yes. And
Yeah.
it is important for me to recognize how long that journey has been to get to, because it's a hard, long journey, and people maybe feel really far away from it, but it's not that far.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Lily is going crazy.
You
in the
want to bring her
background.
out? You can bring her
If
out.
do you guys want to meet Lily?
Yeah, let's
okay,
bring out.
I'm gonna
Let's
go
bring
grab
out the puppies.
Okay.
Girl, Lily and Jackson, bless you. Okay, we'll just make sure she doesn't touch this.
Yeah. Is it okay?
Oh yeah, we're rolling.
We're still
doing great.
rolling?
We're rolling.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, there we
Okay,
go.
sit. Okay, stay.
There we go. Good.
Stay.
You're free.
Okay.
You're free. Well, that's what it is. It's like we're free. It's
I know.
freedom.
That's-
It's freedom
yes.
to be ourselves. Freedom to be.
Is it working?
No, we're good. We're good. I think that's okay.
Okay.
That was a good test. So now I can. Is there music? Oh, I totally feel it. Yeah. Okay. Good.
There's
Yeah. I like it.
there's just a lot of energy.
It is
going
big
on right
energy.
now.
Big
Yeah.
energy. We release stuff.
Yeah, we did.
That's what it is. It's freedom to be who we're meant to be. And we don't know how to access that because we've been conditioned, and our spine knows because our spine has that wisdom. So, so if you could take maybe through, I'm okay if it's, the energy maybe as examples of like what you saw stuck in me, so that it might be helpful for people to see or understand.
Yeah, so we found the fixation points in your cervical.
Yeah.
Up right here.
Which makes so much sense
Yeah.
because I've been really feeling that for like a moment.
Yeah, like starting out, we were a little bit in that lower right hip and that lower lumbar spine, but it felt like it was more of like, okay, let's kind of get rid of some doubt and just kind of step into some trust.
Yes.
And then we went up into the middle part of the neck, which has a fixation point on both sides. And we opened up that doorway. And after that, essentially what I'm looking for is the energy in the body and how it's responding to it. And so a lot of times you're actually getting stuck in the hip.
Yeah.
The energy was down there and you were avoiding it up here, especially in the heart. So together it was with the throat and your thoracic spine, especially T3.
Yeah.
And kind of a few vertebrae down that, where there was a lot of physical stuff going on.
Yeah.
Physical layer meaning injury, which makes sense of your prior injury or recent injury, right? And also in the spiritual and mental layer. So spiritual, again, just surrogation energy that's not yours, where maybe you're an empath and just kind of holding on to it. You just had a retreat. So maybe it's really easy to try to hold space for that many people, right? And so just kind of clearing some of that out. But the heart felt deep. It felt deep. It felt connected more to some trapped emotions, maybe some mental stuff going on where we're holding on to limiting beliefs or stories or thought patterns that aren't serving us. And so just kind of connecting more deeply in that space and reconnecting. And
Because the back heart chakra is like all that subconscious heart too, right? So like it is all these limiting beliefs and things that I'm being faced with. And I think there's like a Pluto transit, so it's even more so
right.
like
Astrology doesn't help.
dig it out. And it's like always
Yeah.
in perfect timing, you know,
Yes,
getting it
yeah.
dug out and letting me see it. And my goodness, yeah, that was, I feel all of it. And it's interesting because even though the impact was intense and it was definitely a physical injury, like you said, it was very much like a reminder of, or almost like a necessity to have a physical crack to release something in a way that I never knew needed to be released.
Yeah.
Probably a little karmic as well.
It could be. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever resonates with you, right? Like I could tell you what I found in all these things and my intuition and psychic abilities, but ultimately it's like what resonates with you. And you don't have to know either. And that's the beauty of this work. You can process the root of whatever tension pattern is in the body without remembering it. Probably my favorite thing about the work. Because you can therapy and mindset your work, and they all have their place in the space, but your body has its own intelligence too. Yeah. And it also needs to dissolve and repattern and kind of bring back that balance. And that's where that movement comes in.
Of the spine, just naturally doing its thing.
Yes. Well, the whole body can move too, right? And so today was your first session. So sometimes it can be more about feeling safe again to kind of tap into that natural movement expression, right? And yeah, so, but have had people do full body yoga movements and standing on the table and stretching. Like they do all kinds of things. It's a subconscious movement, a subconscious expression.
This is so cool. So you mentioned about being an empath. Actually, let me make sure. Okay, we're still going.
Yay.
You mentioned, how does an empath navigate this world?
Boundaries.
So, and then you doing this work, like what would just be, I feel like we could never talk about it enough of boundaries. What is something that's like non-negotiable for you going into this world, this realm, walking these worlds, you know, how do you navigate that?
There's so many ways. I used to be a big time people pleaser, right? And so boundaries were like number one. And so knowing what those are for me is where I had to kind of find that clarity first and then actually take action and speak my truth through those boundaries, right? So I mean, it depends. It depends. As an empath, it's really easy to feel other people's energies, right? And so for me, it was about learning the difference between what is mine and what is not mine. And so that's when getting into your body, like this work will help you get back into your body to know, like, okay, body, is this mine or is this somebody else? And so doing those muscle testing exercises, using a pendulum, that's how I got started with it. To really know like the yes and no of how your body responds to certain things.
Yes.
And so, I would say my intuition has definitely been like a pivotal part of how I've, just kind of found those boundaries needed or space to know like what's mine and not mine as an empath and creating that safety net so that I'm not absorbing other people's shit. So.
Yes.
Love y'all. But.
Yeah, we don't want it. It does nobody any good. I think that's like the best thing to remember as someone who wants to give and love is like the healthiest thing for all parties is when you speak your truth of what your needs are. Yeah,
I've seen it time and time again where like if you try to fix somebody else or try to hold that space for them and absorb it for them, it ends up not doing either one of you good. It's a lose-lose situation. Whereas when you can create the space where you can still hold it, that space for somebody without taking it on, that is what they need. They don't want you to take it. Nobody wants you to take it, right? Unless you're a narcissist.
Yeah, that's so true. It's true. I use yarrow a lot.
What's that?
One of my favorite plants. It's gonna have little white not like Anne's lace, but if you can imagine Queen Anne's lace. Do you know that white
yes,
flower with
yes.
the little tiny petals? And then, the leaf is like really furry looking. It's a really special plant.
And it helps kind of dissolve
with boundaries.
energy.
It's mostly protection of like, this is mine, this is yours, but I still can step into this without fear of, because so many times it's like, oh, boundary was crossed, shut down, full nervous system reset, right? So it's just learning those pieces.
Yeah.
But
I think everybody has like their thing, sage or I don't know, Palo Santo. For me, I take a shower. Like
Water.
I just like as long as you're sometimes just awareness alone can clear the space.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, just drinking water.
Yep. After a session that we just did, how do I integrate that? Like, it's like, okay, I've held these injuries. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I've held these energies in this injury, but like, what do I do moving forward? What's a good like practice of, besides drinking water, of like moving that energy through? Because it was intense, but so good. What's kind of like a integration protocol, or like, how do I make sure? I think it is probably just my own awareness of feeling it.
Yep, I was just going to ask you, like, what do you think you need? What feels right to you?
Yeah. No, I think it's like, it's almost like the channel's clearer so that it's easier to understand the limitations.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, oh, I'm just going to know. I'm going to trust that I know.
Yeah. You already know what to do. And whatever is in the present moment, too.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe right now you're feeling okay. Maybe you just drink some water. Use the restroom, and tomorrow maybe it's going for a walk outside or barefoot on the ground, taking a bath, Netflix and chilling, like whatever you want to do. Like I could tell you what you should do all day long and like, oh, do this and this and this during integration, but ultimately my job is to help you find that own empowerment and truth and confidence in yourself. Yes. So that you know how to manage those emotions and what's coming up for you.
Yes.
So Em, what do you think you need in this moment?
Oh, well, a bath sounds fantastic. Bath sounds so good.
We have the hot tub. There's one over here.
Oh, nice. I love it. So I've been to the hot springs quite a bit here. I love the little hot sulfur springs just down the street.
I can't do the smell. I don't know what it is.
I love the sulfur.
Oh, gosh.
I crave it.
Do you?
My skin needs it. Like my bones love it. All of it. It's been so good. Go on. Good girl.
Yeah, I can do. Have you been to Strawberry Hot Springs?
Yes, and Steamboat. Because that's more lithium based.
Yeah.
So it's a little less of an intensity.
Yeah. I don't know what it is with the sulfur, and I used to be allergic to sulfur, so maybe that's why.
That's why. Yeah.
But I'm like, I want it to hot spring. Like, and that one's so close.
I know.
Yeah.
Gosh, I crave that smell. That's funny. It's like our body's intelligent.
Yeah. I'm like, it smells like BO to me. Like, I can't do it.
Yeah. No, I'm into it. I'm into the BO. But I've been learning a lot about sulfur for bone healing. So that's also part of it too.
Oh.
Because it's been really helpful for internally and externally.
Yeah.
So what do you wish people knew about spinal energetics, and what do you want to continue to do with it?
I wish more people knew that this is accessible to almost everybody. There are some contraindications, but also that you have the ability to heal yourself. Okay, I sometimes come off as like this shaman healer, like god person, maybe a Viking goddess, but
that's what we're nailing. That's it. I'm telling you.
But yeah, I think just remembering that you do have the power and the gifts to heal yourself, and it's just about remembering how to do that. And I always joke that like we all joke about this in this space as practitioners, that it's a poor business model because you don't need us long.
Good.
Yeah, like my goal is to help you remember how to do this on your own someday, because we all have that ability.
So then learning how, like, I feel it stuck in this space and my body's naturally moving.
Yeah, and just learning how to guide the body to unwind it. If you think the body, it's like a hose line, and sometimes it kinks up right? And so we want to unkink it to allow that water to flow again, right? That's kind of, if you're looking at the body, if you're, do this work on your own, just kind of remembering, like, open up the hose.
Yes.
Let it flow.
Very similar to craniosacral, would you say? Or
A little different. I don't know a whole lot about craniosacral, but we do a cranial ceremony at the end of some of our sessions just to help ground the energy in the space. But it is a little bit different.
Okay.
But the differences, I don't actually know what those are.
Yeah. Spine.
Yeah, this isn't spine.
Gosh. Yeah. And it's so putting me in touch with the spine in a way I never have been in touch with this injury. So I am very grateful for that. Like sensations, all of that. It's all very obvious that your spine talks to you in every scenario.
Yeah,
which is really like
always communicating.
Always.
Your nervous system is the communication of the body, and so that's all we're doing in a session is you're communicating with me. Come here, please.
Yes. Yes. And then, like maybe your own healing journey as an example of like, if someone feels like they're unfixable or they feel like, they're kind of struggling with those lower vibrations. And I think what I see a lot is like motivation's high, gonna try my best, then reverting to patterns or just kind of giving up on the whole thing.
Oh yeah, like all or nothing.
All or nothing is a big thing for people that are meathead hippies.
Yeah, I
think so. It's probably because it's me. So what's a good way to kind of give them a little bit of breath of fresh air and grace of like
yeah, I mean, what do you tell your clients like in the fitness world? Be patient and trust the process and be consistent, right? This isn't like a quick fix either. And so just lean into what feels right. Lean into your intuition. If it means starting out with one session and that's all you have the capacity for, great. And then you kind of build up from there. But I would, just trust yourself that this work is profound. It has, the transformations I have seen, it's like, people say it's a miracle. It really is. I'm still just like, I don't understand it half the time. I'm like, what in the world just happened?
So good.
Yeah. So if anything, I would say take a deep breath and trust yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I got this new deck right before the retreat for all the facilitators and for everyone a part of it. And I was like, okay, what is the message of this retreat and for me? And the first one was friendship. It was like, this is all about, of course, becoming a friend to yourself so that you can actually understand friendship and just blossoming, being surrounded by friends. And I was like, oh, love that. And then the second one was how there is no hurry in our journey because it is a lifelong quest. Like our whole, like, even though these modalities exist for us to, access the process a little bit faster, it is like, for me, there's no hurry. There's like
no, it is about the journey and not the destination, right? It's not about crossing some finish line. It's about being present.
Yeah.
And I remember starting my healing journey, I was actually really frustrated because I was like, well, I healed this, and then another layer came up, and then another layer came up, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I thought, is there an end to the, like, what is... And then it just felt exhausting. I'm like, well, what's the point if I'm just going to always continue? The point is to be present and enjoy the ride, right? Maybe not all the time with spinal energetics, because it's not always, bells whistles and fun and dandy, but it's, it's deep work.
Yeah.
And the more I do the work, the more I want it, because I'm learning more about me and who I am, and that cool side of, I'm like, I like her and I want to get to know her more. She's beautiful. She's amazing. She's fun. She's fabulous. And when you can go deeper into exploring your essence and your truth and evolving and growing, like, that's the magic. Why would you ever want to stop that?
Yeah.
Why would you ever want to rush that?
So well said.
Yeah.
It is such a beautiful process. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, so your June 7th event,
Yes.
it's going to have magnesium.
You're
Yes,
bring yourself.
yes. So we're going to have a little tri-mag. I have it here so you guys all know this, but if you don't, this is the best magnesium.
Woohoo.
And then do you eat meat?
I love meat.
Okay, I brought you a gift.
We're big hunters.
Okay, I brought
Mike
you a
and I.
gift. You're going to love this. This is Maui Nui. And Maui Nui is
Oh my God.
venison from Maui because they just were like eliminating all of the overpopulation of venison. And so this company came in and now they like process it and give back to the community. And I love them.
Oh my
so
God.
try these because they're delicious.
I will.
If you'll get it because it's.
Have you tried elk meat?
Yes, I
Okay.
love elk meat.
And deer?
Yes, that's all I
antelope.
eat is wild game.
Oh.
Yes.
Perfect. I'm going to send you home with some.
Oh my God, I would be so
I
grateful.
killed it myself.
Oh my God, with a bow or with a gun?
With a gun. Yes.
What an amazing journey. Oh my God. Was
Yeah.
that a crazy process?
Yes. Yeah. So I actually, I call it the unicorn because it had antlers just on one side. It's actually in storage right now because we're in the process of moving and transitioning. But yeah, it was one shot, one kill, and like 1,000 emotions.
Wow.
Like, yeah. It was my second one. And then I got an antelope as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, this is the only way.
Yeah.
This is the only way. Like, I have chills. It's just like really important. I mean, the podcast is called Meathead Hippie.
I know.
Like, and I want to make people are like, you just eat a lot of meat. I'm like, no. I mean, I try to eat the
Natural.
right that I need, but like, it is so important to know where your meat comes
Good
from.
meat. Like good meat, right?
It changes everything. Okay, well,
Yeah.
here's your
Thank you.
in between your meals snacks from Maui Nui, and I
Yeah.
would be honored.
Oh my gosh, yes, I'll give you some.
What
some
a gift! And then I have a really fun project. So what I'm working on is called peel, like an orange peel.
Oh.
And if you are a hunter, if you have extra food of produce or meat or eggs, you
Yeah.
put it on the platform. So that's almost ready. So I'll send you the link when it's
Oh my
live.
gosh, yeah. Well, if you're
because-
gonna be in Granby and Fraser, this area more often, like I'll hit you up with some farmers around here.
Please do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get some good eggs and duck eggs. You like duck
Yes.
eggs.
Yes. I love a scrambled duck egg.
Yay!
My goodness. Okay, so where do people find you, Amanda? On TikTok and
Yeah,
on
TikTok
Instagram?
or Instagram.
Okay.
Agape Holistic Healing is the handle.
I'll tag it all. I'll link it all below.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It'll be on
then,
there.
gosh, and then you do one-on-ones right now, and
A little bit of everything.
Okay.
So one-on-ones is most of what I do, but that is definitely maxing out right now.
Yeah.
So that's why we're transitioning into this like Denver event where it's going to be more group and doing more local stuff to get this work out there and accessible to more people. Yeah, there's only a few of us practitioners in like the whole country. Like
Wow.
yeah. And so we want to make this work more accessible, and I can't keep doing one-on-one if I do that. But yeah, I have like a membership if you want to do like bi-weekly consistent healing with me online. You can do this work online.
okay.
Since we are working with the biofield, the aura, there are access points there as well.
Cool.
And so virtual is just as powerful
Wow.
as in person.
Amazing.
But yeah, you could do one-on-one, group, events. We have all kinds of stuff always happening. So I would say, just come say hi to me,
Just
and I'll
reach
tell you
out.
what the latest is.
Yay.
Yeah.
And then go to Denver's event,
Hi.
June 7th. Hi, Lily. Get up here. June 7th with Allison. Megan is her name?
It's Olivia.
Olivia,
yes.
Allison, and Amanda. Oh my gosh, please
Yes.
come June 7th.
Yes.
Where's it at?
It's going to be at the Yoga Center of Denver.
Oh,
off
yes.
South Broadway.
Yes.
Sorry.
It's okay. Thank you, Amanda, for this session and for this podcast and for your cute dogs and all the energy.
And a lot of
For
energy.
clearing out my throat chakra. Like, I can't wait to go write about this and just be in it and understand what just shifted. Because
Yes.
I felt like I was levitating at one point. That was amazing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's very
Wait,
cool.
how long are you in town for? So I wanna see you.
So I'm going to Denver and then I'm coming back and then I'm going back to California. So
Okay.
I got like a week-ish here.
Usually you want to space the sessions out by like at least 1 week.
Okay.
So if you can
My
get
next
one
time.
more in
Okay.
before you go or next time.
Okay.
yeah, we can take a look at the back and see if there's anything else there.
I would love that. Thank you, everyone. See you next time.
Bye.